Section 3. Hedging using forward or futures. Recall the example in the last lesson. We have seen that hedging using either forward or futures could perfectly eliminate the risk of increasing in the wheat price that the flour producer faced. While hedging using forward is straightforward, due to the daily settlement, the futures are harder to analyze. Therefore, here we assume that the hedging results obtained for forwards will be true for those of futures as well. We start with perfect hedge, just as the example of the wheat contract, where the risk associated with a future commitment to deliver or receive an asset is completely eliminated by taking appropriate long or short positions in the futures market. First, let's talk about short hedges. A short hedge involves a short position in futures contract. It is appropriate when the hedger already owns an asset and expects to sell it at some time in the future. It can also be used where the asset is not owned right now, but will be at some time in the future. The purpose of a short hedge is to lock in the selling price or yield. Here's an example of short hedge. On May the 15th, an oil producer negotiated a contract to sell 1 million barrels of crude oil. The price in the sales contract is the spot price on August 15th. On the same day, spot price of crude oil is $19 per barrel, and the August oil futures contract, which expires on August 15th, has the price of $18.75 per barrel. He adopted the following hedging strategy. Short 1,000 August futures contract on crude oil on May the 15th, and then close out the futures position on August the 15th. Note that the contract size is 1,000 barrels. Now let's see how does this short hedging strategy work. Through this hedge, the oil producer ensures that it will receive a price close to $18.75 per barrel. That is, short hedge helps effectively to lock in the future selling price. We'll consider two different scenarios. First, the spot price of oil on August 15th is less than $18.75 per barrel. Let's say it is $17.5 per barrel. Then, the oil producer will receive $17.5 per barrel under the sales contract. And in addition to that, he would also gain about $1.25 per barrel from the futures contract. Therefore, his overall gain will be 17.5 plus 1.25, that is $18.75 per barrel. For the second scenario, let's consider the spot price of oil on August 15th is more than $18.75 per barrel. Let's say it is $19.5 per barrel. Then, the oil producer will receive $19.5 per barrel under the sales contract. However, he would lose about $0.75 per barrel from the futures contract. Therefore, his overall gain is 19.5 minus 0.75, that is $18.75 per barrel. From the two scenarios, we can see that the oil producer has successfully locked in a selling price of $18.75 per barrel through this short hedge. Now let's talk about long hedges. In contrast to the short hedge, a long hedge involves a long position in futures contracts. It is appropriate when the hedger knows it will have to purchase a certain asset in the future and wants to establish a fixed purchase price now. Here's an example of long hedge. On January the 15th, a copper fabricator knows it will acquire 100,000 pounds of copper on May the 15th to meet a certain contract. The spot price is 140 cents per pound, and the main futures contract for copper, which expires on May the 15th, has the price of 120 cents per pound. The fabricator adopts the following hedging strategy. Take a long position of 4 May futures contract on copper on January the 15th. and then close out the futures position on May the 15th. Note that each contract has size 25,000 pounds. Therefore, 4 contracts exactly meet its needs of 100,000 pounds. Now let's see how does this long hedge work in details. Through this hedge, the fabricator ensures that its cost will be close to 120 cents per pound. Again, we will consider 2 different scenarios. First, assume the spot price of copper on May the 15th is higher than 120 cents per pound. Let's say it is 125 cents per pound. Then, the fabricator's purchase cost will be 125 cents per pound. However, he will gain about 5 cents per pound from the futures contract. Therefore, his net cost will be 125 minus 5, that is 120 cents per pound. In the second scenario, let's say the spot price of copper on May the 15th is 105 cents per pound. That is, the fabricator's purchase price is 105 cents per pound, which is less than 120 cents per pound. But he would lose about 15 cents per pound from the futures contract. Therefore, his overall cost will still be around 120 cents per pound. From this example, we can see that in the case when we want to buy certain asset in future, a long hedge helps us to lock in the future purchasing price, and thus eliminates the risk of the asset price increasing in future. Note that the contracts that we used for hedge in both examples of short and long hedge matches exactly what we need. More precisely, the underlying asset of the futures contract is exactly what we want to sell or buy. The amount of the asset that we want to sell or buy is an integer multiple of the contract size. And the contract expires exactly on the same date that we want to sell or buy the asset. Thus, they're considered to be perfect hedge. However, perfect hedges are rarely possible in practice. We'll continue in next lesson.